Okay, in the previous class, we had a discussion on autocorrelation function and cross-correlation function. Okay. Now, in the previous class, we had a discussion on autocorrelation function and cross-correlation function. Now, this is how we represent autocorrelation function. We know what is the definition of autocorrelation function. And also we discussed cross-correlation between two random variables x and y. It is just represented by tau, or you can represent that by t comma t plus tau. Okay, and this is also, same thing, x comma y, you can just represent it as t comma t plus tau. Now this is a function of time lag tau. Okay, and also we discussed a standard problem, a standard numerical on cross correlation, autocorrelation and finding out the mean. We took this example y of t, where y of t is a random process, and this is represented by a cos omega t plus theta. Okay, where a and omega are constants and theta is a random variable. This is what we discussed. Okay, and we had a lot of disturbance in the last class, so I could not. I think I don't know how much effective it was. I'll just try to tell you the process. I mean, it is just a simplification. Okay, so you can. I hope you all of you got it, and if you want, we can have a discussion on this once again, because in all your further discussion in this module, this example is taken. This example is considered. Okay. Now, when we solve this equation, we got the expectation of x of t. If you remember, we got this is equal to 0, and also we got the autocorrelation function Rx of tau is equal to. This is actually, this should be y, the random process y. Rx of tau is equal to a square cos omega tau divided by 2. This is what you got. Okay, when we solve this equation and when we calculated the mean of this random process, and the autocorrelation function Rx of tau is equal to a square cos omega tau divided by 2. And also we discussed wide sense stationary and strict sense stationary random process in the previous class. And also we tried to look at this problem, whether this problem or whether this random process is wide sense stationary or not. Okay, now there are few conditions to check whether the given random function is the wide sense stationary or not. The first one is the mean of the random process should be, if I assume x is a random process, it should be a constant value. We got 0 in our case, and the autocorrelation function Rxx of tau, or this can be written as the autocorrelation function of the same random process x, is equal to a function of, it should be a function of time lag tau. It should be a function of tau. It should not be a function of time t. Okay, it should not be a function of time t. So, but if we just look at the autocorrelation function that we got here, it is equal to a square cos omega tau divided by 2. It is a function of tau. It is not a function of t. So, based on these two results, we say that the given random process y of t is equal to a cos omega t plus theta is a wide sense stationary random process. Okay. Now later, whenever we discuss ergodic random process, when we discuss power spectral density or any other concepts where we need to have wide sense stationary random process, we consider this example and we discuss other concepts. Okay. So this is an important question. Now these are the two conditions. If you if you take any other example, say for example, if there is another equation given to you, and if you are asked to check wide sense stationary or not, you can just go ahead and repeat the same process. Okay. Now today what we will do is, in today's class, I'm going to discuss. I think in the previous class I just briefly explained you the sum or addition of random processes, two random processes, and the autocorrelation function of the resulting sum. Okay, this is what we need to discuss. This is one topic today. And also we have product of or multiplication of two random processes. Multiplication of two random processes. And we will see the associated autocorrelation function. Okay, and also we will look at mean and various aspects of the resultant random process here. Now we assume that the random processes that we have taken, if I assume W of t is a sum of two random processes where x of t and y of t are two random processes. Now these random processes are independent and also they are wide stationary. These are the two conditions that we have assumed here. Now based on this assumption, we'll just go ahead and we will just look at various parameters. And again, in the case of multiplication, we assume that W of t is the multiplication of two random processes x of t and y of t. And we try to calculate various statistical parameters for these two. Okay. So now we can just start with the addition or sum of two random processes. Now we know that the standard equation for autocorrelation function Rx of tau is equal to expectation of x of t and expectation of x of t plus tau. This is the standard equation. Now if we want to find out the autocorrelation function for Rw of tau, where W is equal to x of t and y of t, where W is equal to sum of x of t and y of t. This is equal to expectation of the random process W of t and its shifted version W of t plus tau. Okay, quickly solve it and try to tell me what is the answer for this. So let's do it parallelly. You can just take this equation, try to represent W of t in terms of sum of two random processes x of t and y of t. And I have given the condition here that both are independent random processes and they are wide and stationary. Okay, by making use of these two conditions, you can just go ahead and you can just try to simplify these two equations. Now finally what we want is, I want the autocorrelation function of random process W in terms of the autocorrelation function of random process x of t and y of t. Okay, that's what we need to do it. Maybe you can just solve it and try to simplify it. Now we know that expectation of, we just substitute what is W of t. W of t is x of t plus y of t. Okay, so this is one part. And again we have W of t plus tau. So this will be x of t plus tau into, plus y of t plus tau. Okay. So if they are independent random processes, you know what to do with expectation. Before that, we will try to simplify this equation. So this will result in x of t into x of t plus tau. Okay. So plus we have x of t into y of t plus tau. This should be capital Y of t plus tau, plus y of t into x of t plus tau, plus y of t into y of t plus tau. Okay. Now when they are independent, we can apply this formula, expectation of x of t into x of t plus tau. Or maybe you can straight away write it. Now, if you want, you can use one more step here in between. And we know what is the expectation of x of t and x of t plus tau. This is what written here in equation number 1. If I just name it as equation number 1, expectation of x of t into expectation of x of t plus tau. Now we have assumed these random processes to be independent random processes. So then we can apply this and we can reduce this to expectation of x of t and x of t plus tau is the autocorrelation function Rx of tau, plus expectation of x of t into y of t plus tau is cross correlation of xy of tau, plus y of t x of t plus tau is again the cross correlation between y and x of tau, plus y of t into y of t plus tau is the autocorrelation function of y. Okay, so this is assumption based on these two random processes are independent. Now we know that Rxy, the cross correlation, this is equal to Ryx of tau. Okay, so now what we can do is, And for weights and stationary now, and for independent thing, we can write this as mu x and mu y. Mu x and mu y. Okay. So now Rx of tau plus Ry of tau plus 2 mu x mu y. This is what we get. Okay. So now what we try to do is we try to represent the autocorrelation function of W in terms of x and y. Now if we assume that one of them means either mu x, if mu x r or mu y is equal to 0, then the autocorrelation for W is equal to sum of two autocorrelations x and y. So now based on this, there are some examples, maybe based on the condition. Now when you know this much, I think it will be very easy for you to go through and solve the problems. We will see about the problems later. Now I will try to discuss the next concept, that is product of two random processes. So when we deal with product of two random processes, it is still easy because we can directly apply the condition for independent random processes and we can straight away write the autocorrelation function. Any doubts you have? You can just take the multiplication of two random processes or a product. Let x of t and y of t are independent and White's and stationary random processes. Okay. Then W of t is equal to x of t into y of t. Okay, what is the expectation of W of t when they are independent? Or what is the mean of the random process W of t, which is the multiplication of these two random processes? Now this is if it is just expectation of WT is written as expectation of x of t into y of t. This is very simple. When they are independent, we can write it as expectation of x of t and multiplied with expectation of y of t. Okay. Now how do you write the autocorrelation function? This is expectation. Now the autocorrelation function, sorry. You can just substitute the equation for W of t, where W of t is equal to x of t into y of t. This is one part. Okay. And again, what we have is x of t plus tau into y of t plus tau. Okay. So this is another part. So this will be equal to expectation of, we can write it as x of t into x of t plus tau. And also it can be written as y of t into y of t plus tau. So I can just take it as expectation of x of t into x of t plus tau and expectation of y of t into y of t plus tau. So this will be equal to the autocorrelation function of tau of x and autocorrelation function of y. Okay. I hope this is clear. There will be some problems on this. Maybe they will be given with a random process. You are asked to find out what is autocorrelation function or mean of multiplication of two random processes or addition of two random processes. And can you just try to find out what is the variance of this random process W? Now, if I want to find out the variance of this random process W, by definition, expectation of W of t minus its mean whole square is the variance. Okay. And now, can you tell me what is the answer for this? Please solve it and tell me what is the answer for this. You just have to substitute the equation for W of t. Equation for W of t is x of t into y of t. And what is the mean of W? Mean of W is mu x into mu y. Substitute that, try to expand it and tell me what is the answer. So W of t can be written as x of t into y of t. This is mu x mu y whole square. This is x square of t, y square of t plus square of both the means minus 2ab. X of t into y of t mu x mu y. Okay. Okay, what is the next step? Okay, what is the answer? You can just post it in chat box, or you can tell me what is the answer. So if you just apply x square of t, y square of t here, and you can apply expectation of this because now we assume this to be White's stationary. So expectation of mu x square plus mu y square will result in mu x square and mu y square. Okay, minus 2 mu x mu y, and you can write it as expectation of x of t into y of t. Okay, so this is expectation of x square of t, y square of t plus mu x square, mu y square minus 2 mu x mu y Expectation of x into expectation of y is again mu x and mu x into mu y. So I can directly write it as mu x square and mu y square. Expectation of x is mu x, expectation of y is mu y. So if you just simplify it, expectation of x square of t into y square of t, or x square of t into expectation of y square of t, because they are independent, minus mu x square into mu y square. This is a variance of w in terms of x and y. Okay. I hope this is clear. Addition and multiplication of random processes and the related parameters are clear. Okay. Now let's go to the next topic. The next topic is ergodic random process. Okay. So this is ergodic random process. Okay, before we go ahead and discuss this one, I'll just give you one example. Please try to take this. Okay, example number 1, you can just try it later. It says that let x of t is equal to a cos omega 1t plus theta 1. This is a random process. Okay, and y of t is equal to a cos omega 2t plus theta 2. These are the two random processes which are White's and stationary and are independent. Okay, these are the two random processes which are White's and stationary and they are independent. Now find first one is autocorrelation function. Autocorrelation function of w of t, where w of t is equal to where first one w of t is equal to x of t plus y of t, and w of t is equal to second one w of t is equal to x of t into y of t. Okay, so you can just find out the autocorrelation function for sum and product of these two random processes. Okay, where these two random processes are given to you, where a and w1 or a w1 w2 are constants, and theta 1 comma theta 2 are random variables. Okay, theta 1 and theta 2 are random variables, and theta 1 and theta 2 are uniformly distributed over plus or minus pi. Please make a note here. And theta 1 comma theta 2 are uniformly distributed between plus or minus pi. Okay, so maybe just based on what discussion we had, you can just try to find out the answer for this. Theta 1 and theta 2 are the two random variables. A, w1, w2 are constants. Now when these two are uniformly distributed, now f theta 1 of theta is equal to what? The PDF of the first random variable is 1 upon 2 pi, and PDF of the second random variable is also equal to 1 upon 2 pi. Okay, now when you know what is the PDF of this random process, then you can find out the expectation that is related to x of t and y of t, and also expectation that is related to x of t plus 2 and y of t plus 2. You can just follow the same process what we followed for finding out the autocorrelation function for just y of t, where we had only one random process. Follow the same thing and try to check whether you are able to, these equations are satisfied or not. Okay, so let's call this as Check equation number 1, 2, 3 for given example, and also the equation of sum, this equation. Okay. Now let's take another topic. Next topic. Next topic is ergodic random process. Okay, you have any idea on what is ergodic random process? Okay, before we discuss the ergodic random process, we need to understand two important concepts. One is the ensemble mean. Okay, ensemble mean is what we already had a discussion on. Okay, one is ensemble mean, and the other one is average of sample data over mean. Okay, so or it is also called as the time average, for a single sample function. We will see what are these for a single sample function. We have to understand these two first. We already know what is ensemble mean. Now we will try to understand what is time average or average over time average for a single sample function. So once we understand these two, it will be very easy for us to understand ergodic random process. Now in ergodic random process, these two are equal, or some statistical parameters like mean and autocorrelation function for an ergodic random process are same. Okay, we understood. I mean, when we discussed about the random process, what we did is we try to represent all the sample points. If I say this is my sample space and I have various samples points like S1, S2, Sn. Now all these sample points will have different random variables at different time. Now let us call x1 of t is the associated random value for sample point S1 at various different time. Now maybe the value of this random variable is something like this. If I assume some random value x1 of t is the random process that is associated with a single sample point S1 of this sample space. Okay. Now you can take any example. You can take any random example of finding out. Say for example, I have measured some parameter on day 1 and this is a graph what I got with respect to time. And I have, say for example, temperature. Maybe may not be possible, or some stock prices on day 1. This is a measurement of this for some sample point S1 over time. Now for the second day x2 of t for this second sample point, or on the same sample point on the second day, or for the second sample point, if I get some say for example x1 of t corresponds to sample point S1, S2 for sample point S2, x2 of t is the random process. Okay, again this is varying with respect to time. Now like this, if I take some 3 or 4 examples, x3 of t is one thing. Assume that it varies something like this. Again, if I take x4 of t, it varies something like this. Okay. So when we discussed our ensemble mean, what we did, if you remember, to find out the mean, of course, we made use of the equation for expectation. And what we did is, if I am interested in finding out the mean or some statistical parameters between t1 and t2, for all these random processes x1 of t, x2 of 3, x3 of 3 and x4 of t, after we find out the mean, we get the mean of the random process x of t, which is a combination of all these sample points, or which is a combination of x1 of t, x2 of t and so on. Now what we did is we considered all these random processes to find out the mean. This is called as ensemble mean. Now there is another thing that is called as tan average, finding out the mean of the random process again by considering a single sample function. Now assume that we want to just look at the behavior of this random process. Instead of limiting this for t1 and t2, or say this t or this t, what we do is, when we are considering the time average by considering the single sample function, what we do is, let's take the same first graph. Okay. Now first graph is looking something like this. Sorry, this is one of the graphs. What we do is take one and try to look at study the the variation in the curve. Okay, and based on that, we can just find out the statistical parameters. And the one condition here is that then this will just go on from minus infinity to plus infinity. We take infinity number of values here. Okay, this is time axis and this is x1 of t, or one sample point, any one sample point. And by studying this, what we do is we find out the various parameters, various statistical parameters we get from studying this itself. This is called as time average of a single sample function, or single sample from a single sample point. Okay, so what we do is, this is one way of finding out the statistical parameters like mean and autocorrelation, and this is another way of doing it. So now how is this related to ergodic random process? Now in the ergodic random process, what we do later is we consider the ensemble mean, or the autocorrelation function that we got from ensemble mean, and also autocorrelation function that is got from single sample function. Then we try to relate these two equations, and we get to know that these two are equal when the random processes are ergodic random processes. Okay, so now what is the next task? Now we have to first look at the sample. We have to first look at the ergodic mean and also the time average for a single sample function. Now we know that the mean we already know. Let us look at the autocorrelation function Rx of tau, or Rx of tau, by considering ergodic mean. Now by definition, we know that this is equal to expectation of x of t and expectation of x of t plus tau. But how do we find out the autocorrelation function for the second case? Now let x of t represents the average with respect to time. Now expectation of x of t was the average or mean for ergodic random process. Now let x of t represents the average. It represents the average with respect to time. Okay. Let us say that this is average with respect to time, and this is the average or mean with respect to ensemble. Okay, with respect to all ensemble points or ensemble curves. Okay, this is with respect to time. These are the two things. Now we understood how do we write the autocorrelation function when it is ensemble. Now let us see how do we write the autocorrelation function for the second case. Now this is x of t and x of t plus tau. Okay, this is how we represent it. Now this is represented by another equation where limit time t tends to infinity. Because why infinity here? Because we need to deal with various sample points, and minus t by t2 x of t dt. Okay, so this is one equation for finding out the autocorrelation function. This is another equation for finding out the autocorrelation function. Now t is equal to infinity. T tends to infinity means that the sample over large amount of range is range to be considered. Okay, now how do we write the autocorrelation? Sorry, there is a small mistake here. What is the mistake here? Now we need to write even x of t and x of t plus tau. We need to consider x of t plus tau also. Okay. Now these are the two equations we need to consider when we deal with ensemble. Now can we just try to, let us take an example. Now if I just consider the same previous example, let y is equal to a cos omega t plus theta. This is the random process. Now I just want, now this we already know. Now if I consider ensemble, now we know that Rx of tau is equal to, we solved it in the previous class, a square cos omega tau, okay, divided by 2 is what we got as the autocorrelation function for ensemble average. Now can you just try to find out what is the autocorrelation function for the time average. This is equal to limit as t tends to infinity. And what we have is, here again same thing, theta is uniformly distributed over plus or minus pi. So we can just take it as 1 upon t. And here we have 1 upon t. Okay, this is equal to minus pi to plus pi. What is a given random wave function, random process, a cos omega t plus theta. And we have a cos omega t plus tau plus theta dt. Okay, we are now integrating this with respect to t. Okay, please solve this and try to tell me what is the answer for this. You can just try to solve this equation. You can just take this a square out, a square upon t, as then again t tends to infinity, cos omega t plus theta into cos omega t plus tau plus theta. You can apply the equation for cos a cos b. I think it is 1 by 2 cos a plus b plus cos a minus b, or just try to verify that and try to solve this equation and tell me what is the answer. I mean, how can we relate that with the autocorrelation function that we got for ensemble? If you have any answer, you can just tell me what is the answer for this. This is what we get for our previous case. Oh, sorry, there is a small mistake here. We are not differentiating this, I mean, integrating this with respect to theta. You can verify this. Maybe you need some more steps here. This is 2 or 3 steps are required here. Try to expand it. Try to integrate this with respect to t. Okay. Taking theta as constant, we have to integrate this with respect to t, and the limits are minus t by 2 to t. And we get a square upon 2t into cos omega tau minus t by t to t by 2 dt. Okay. So I hope you can do this. You can just simplify this. Now, if you just compare this equation number, let's say call this as equation number 5, and this is equation number 6. Okay. Now the autocorrelation function which we took for this and autocorrelation function for the second case for ensemble average and the average over time, both are equal. Okay. So now this random process can be called as the ergodic random process. Okay. Is this clear? Okay, the next concept is the practical consideration for ergodic process. Now this is what we theoretically discussed. Now, when we discussed about the ergodic random process, what we did is when we calculated mean or autocorrelation function, we took this interval as minus infinity to plus infinity. But now most of our practical applications, we need to deal with some random process where it has some time limitation. Okay. So now practically, when we practically consider it and when we try to change this time limit, okay, now the mean or the autocorrelation function that we got for ensemble mean may not be exactly same as what we get for time averages. Okay. So now what assumption we made is we consider the time limit or we consider the uh, uh, time as minus infinity to plus infinity when we calculated the autocorrelation function for time average. Now when we practically consider it, the practical consideration, now what we do is now let us consider a White's and stationary random process which is between minus t to t. Now the time duration is minus t to t. But for practical application, the time period is limited. But for practical applications, what we can do is, for practical applications, we can limit the time period. Now let us say the time period is between 0 to t. Now t is between 0 to t instead of minus infinity to plus infinity. Now instead of calling the mean as x of t, when there is a time limit, instead of x of t, it is called as xt of t. Instead of calling it just as x of t, now when there is a time limit on the random process which is White's and stationary, when we say White's and stationary, generally we consider from minus infinity to plus infinity. But when we apply this condition of 0 to t, we just call it as xt of t with some time limits. This is equal to x of t, where t is between 0 to t and it is 0 otherwise. For other cases, it is 0. Now for this, how do we calculate the autocorrelation function? You can just think about it. Now, we know that by definition of this, now we are just thinking about the finding out autocorrelation function for a function where we are just dealing with time averages, not the ensemble average. X of t plus tau or t minus tau, you can just take it as t plus tau. Now, how it will be? I mean, what exactly is this? Can you just tell me? And what will be this answer? You can just look at all the previous discussion what we had today. Okay, now we discussed this. As I told you, to understand all the remaining processes, I mean examples, in our standard textbook, only this example is considered. The example of a cos omega t plus theta. It can be addition of two random processes, multiplication, or finding out the autocorrelation function, ergodic random process, or even in next few concepts, the same example is taken. So that's the reason when we had a discussion for this, the previous case, finding out the mean and autocorrelation function for this, I want you to just practice it once. In the previous class, I think we did it. This one, this part, we did a cos omega t plus theta. We try to solve it. Okay, but we could not do it step by step. Maybe here you can just expand it. A few students have done it and they told the result. You can just practice it once again. Based on this directly, in most of the cases, we are taking this answer because this is our autocorrelation function. This autocorrelation function directly we substitute in most of the examples later. So try to practice this once or twice. Later, it will be easy for you. And also, after doing that, try to answer this question. Now, when we practically consider the time limit from 0 to t instead of minus infinity to plus infinity, what will be the autocorrelation function for this case? You solve it, try to solve it, and if there is any doubt on this, we can discuss it once again.